Yeah, we're starting to heat up on the hardwood a little bit, at least on the professional side. We'll be back at it tonight, certainly with the yeah, you mentioned it, Tony, not your typical uh, post January 1st NBA Thursday night. A couple extra games in there, some interesting ones tonight too.
There are, no doubt. We go to the ice tonight here at 9 Eastern Time as the Coyotes here will be facing the Senators. I've got the Senators here, favorites here with a total 6.5.
Well, first of all, my apologies for previewing this game between the Senators and the Coyotes. Maybe they're more likely in the Connor Bedard sweepstakes, but these teams are both well clear right now of last place Chicago. They seem to have their sights firmly set on the Canadian Star. But Arizona comes in with a pretty big slump as they play in their little 5,000 seat arena. Oh, I mean, Arizona State's 5,000 seat arena, but they do play pretty well at home, believe it or not. Arizona, gets made fun of a little bit. They're one of the, lower ranked teams certainly in the league right now. But hey, they are 7-5-2 at home this season. A majority of it coming at Mullet Arena, although they did play the beginning of the season at the big arena. Ottawa lost two straight now. With a couple of losses, and both teams scoring under 3 goals per game. Tony, Ottawa just comes in at 2.98 goals for, and Arizona 2.73 goals for. Arizona trying to shake a 6 game losing streak right now. They've only scored 11 goals in those 6 games. They've got 5 goals in their last 4 games, including that 4-2 loss to San Jose. I struck out with the Coyotes the other night in the game against San Jose. Thought they had a team they could beat. They could not do it. First game of a 3 game road trip for the Coyotes. They're off a 3-0 home loss to Nashville, and they also had a pretty bad performance against Seattle, allowing 8 goals. Now, Ottawa won the last game between these two 6-2 in October, but before that, Arizona had won 7 of the last 8 previous meetings. Arizona averages nearly 4 goals in these meetings against Ottawa. So basically, Arizona 7-2-1 the last 10 meetings against Ottawa. So Arizona's owned this series. Ottawa's just 1-5 in their last 6 trips to Arizona. Ottawa's getting a lot of attention. I mean, after all, they are the considerable favorite here in this one, but they've lost 4 straight trips to the desert. Now, I think we've got a couple of okay goalies here. Sure, Vejmelka for Arizona has had a pretty tough stretch, especially in January as this team has continued to struggle. He's been in net for the last 5 straight games that they've lost, but he'll be in there tonight. Consider this: Vejmelka, he's 11-14-4 this year. You think of Arizona as a pretty crummy team, but it's not a horrible record for a team that is playing poorly this year. In fact, without Vejmelka in the lineup, they're 2-8-2 without him. So Cam Talbot will be in there for Ottawa. He started the last 2 games, although he was replaced in both of those games. But the backup played the 2 games before that. I expect Talbot to be in there. But maybe the capper for me, Tony, Ottawa, they're -3 units on the road this season. But uh, let's get this straight. Only 3 teams are up over 6 units at home this season. The Boston Bruins, that's a given. The Winnipeg Jets, they've also done it one way, kind of similar to Boston. And the Arizona Coyotes, only 3 teams are plus 6 units or better at home this season on that, 1 unit, 100 unit basis points, however you want to look at it. So I think this is the best chance for Arizona. They have an opponent that they've dominated really over the last couple of years. Remember, these are, uh, you know, outer conference opponents, so they're only meeting a couple times a year. So uh, when I look at series like this, yeah, you can say, well, the things change over 5 years, but teams still face the same routine. Ottawa hasn't been anything more that they are than they are pretty much right now. Yeah, maybe they've had a little more success. Arizona, we know, has been a bottom feeder for almost the whole time they've been in the league right now, and they can't turn it around. But so when you see something like that, you got to put a little bit of stock into a head-to-head matchup series when you're talking about an Ottawa team that hasn't come in here and won. They've lost four straight at Arizona. So just thought it was interesting. Arizona, if you just match it up, they're basically Tony, the best team in the league as far as playing at home. If you're talking about straight units, now some of those have been because they've won games against solid teams, often getting some pretty nice plus money, plus 150 or higher in some of those wins. But again, Ottawa comes in here and not faring very well in the series with Arizona. I think I've got the spot for the Coyotes tonight.
All right, Ramon says Coyotes here plus 135 here against the Senators, looking for them to get off the schneid here. Yeah, it's been a bit of a tough stretch here for the Coyotes. If the losses have continued to pile up, six straight as they enter this game, really having issues trying to get the puck in the net. Although have been competitive, there hasn't been too many that got away. It got away a little bit at Philadelphia, but again, Ottawa, a team that's hitting the road after losing two straight at home here, getting up a lot of goals there to Seattle. The Kraken, huh? Got him pretty good.
8-4 in that one, Tony. So a little bit of a struggling spot for Ottawa. Arizona's not scoring much. I mean, they got Kraus, they got Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller's going to the All Star game, so maybe he can get something going tonight. Maybe there's a little. I always make fun of Mullen Arena. Certainly, the Coyotes got the approval to play there, but makes sense. Hey, maybe they'll go on a long streak of sellouts. Who knows? Because I think everyone knows, but in case you don't, the Coyotes home arena, I say Coyotes, it's Arizona State's home arena. It seats 5,000. It's a very intimate venue. So, but you know what, Tony? There could be something to that intimacy and maybe a little bit of an advantage. Yeah, they're not going off on some incredible streak, but again, they've been a strong enough dog. And this might be, to me, maybe a little bit just too high of a price, too, on an Ottawa team coming in here when you think about it. I mean, Ottawa minus $1.60, and they're not playing anything special. I think people are looking at that six-game losing streak that Arizona's on. Of course, they're not scoring goals, and a couple of those losses, you think, well, maybe they've been playing some, superior teams of late, but not necessarily. They played Chicago, and of course, they lost to San Jose. I took the Coyotes in that one because they were at home. They also played recently Pittsburgh, Philly, and Florida, some okay teams there. So, but I would look to think that maybe there is something to this. Arizona pulling off some of these wins above 500 at home. That's pretty good for a team that has a record of 13, 22, and 5 this season. So
All right, Ramon, and the chat room in agreement here. Butterscotch Latifah like the Arizona play here. So we got Ramon here. Coyotes plus 135 against the Senators. This one to have a start time here, 9 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. Of course, showing good results here in the NBA. Remember, Ramon really heated up in the NBA, boy, the second half, and then in that NBA postseason just tore it up. Even got into the summer league. That's how it just rolled over. All right, so tonight, a 6-game NBA card, lots of college hoops. Of course, this is kind of West Coast day. Somebody was teasing me. Oh, a lot of West Coast games. Well, look at the schedule. A lot of West Coast today. Pac-12, WCC up there. Even our old friends in the WAC are at it, although I don't think you can call the WAC West Coast anymore, even though it says Western Athletic Conference. I mean, they're stretching out all across the country now. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
yeah, we previewed a WAC game today and wonder, what's wrong with New Mexico State, Tony? They changed coaches this year. Maybe this guy's in over his head a little bit. New Mexico State's had some injuries, but man, they're just not in the same position right now. 0-4 in the WAC right now, and that's not usual for New Mexico State. So, yeah, I'll be in the NBA tonight. I swept the card last night, 3-0 on the NBA card, and I've got a 3-pack right now up at Tony'sPicks.com for $30 in the 6-game card tonight in the NBA. So use the promo code TonyT at checkout and get my 3-pack of winners tonight, profit guaranteed, over at Tony's Picks. Keep the winning going right now. In the NBA, you see there in the green so far. In the NHL, Tony, we're doing my best work right now according to the data on the site. Of course, 31 100 units in 2022 and doing pretty well again this season. I got a 3 pack for you over there at tonyspicks.com for $30 as well. Mindy and I are pretty heavy in the card in the NHL, so don't forget about the morning steam picks. You can purchase those over at tonyspicks.com. We've been pretty hot in the NHL, and so a lot of my action is tied in with Mindy. We previewed every game, of course, as we do every day on the morning steam. So you can, you know, pair us up or team us up or get those morning steam packages and get several plays on this NHL card tonight over there at Tony'sPicks.com. Make sure you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, save 20%. There you see also my 3-day all sports premium pass and other passes. And one pass I have just put up there within the last couple of days, Tony, would be an NFL playoff pass. Get all my picks from the NFL playoffs. I likely will have one premium pick in every single playoff game. So I think you get pretty good value over there over at Tony's Picks with my NFL playoff pass coming into the postseason, getting started on Saturday. In the colleges, Tony, finalizing the card at a subpar night last night, so we're going to have to kind of go it over with a fine-tooth comb before you see it up there on the site. Might be a little bit late breaking. Pretty disappointed in the results. Mindy told a bad beat story today. I was too embarrassed to even tell a bad beat story because my record was subpar yesterday. So I'm going to definitely be involved in the college card. I like the college card. I did yesterday too, but ended up with one of those beats overtime. Overtime, Tony. When the tweet came across that there were nearly twice as many overs than unders in college basketball yesterday, I knew my card was in trouble. You know how I roll with the unders, so just a little bit of a rough go in my totals on that one. So also be in action. It's going to be in action for the weekend with NFL, MMA on Saturday as well. They're going to be back in action at the Apex. We do know that there was a change in the main event, but you know what? That's even made it more attractive, possibly, in what is now a near pick'em fight between the two main event fighters on Saturday night. So I'll be in action with the main event on Saturday and a couple of others as well over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. So there you have it, Tony. A couple of 3 packs up there right now, and I got a little bit more to come. Just want to make sure. I'm going to have to dump some of these games. I have probably too many in college for considering the night last night, but not going to stop firing on college basketball.
That's right. Don't stop firing. As Ron's talking, I'm going in there and doing some chat moderation. We're getting these dating. We see this on all these dating sites going. I put in there.
When I come up, I take offense to it. It's always when I come on.
I know. Every time Ramon is on, he always. I went in there and I typed in the word. Okay, so I'm going to tell everybody out there: if you put the word dating in a chat, it's not going to show up. If you put the word, what else should I put up there? If you put, well, they're all the usual stuff. But adult, if you put the word adult, that's going to be. That will not go in. I'm just putting in these words these clowns like to put in the chat, to highlight their 69 is another one, right? But we might use 69 in the, I was thinking we might use 69 in the chat. We probably would not want to block that one, right?
We almost got in trouble today, and they always laugh at me when my Tinder notifications go off during the show. But still haven't found a date, but that's okay. I might, leave the link up there. Maybe I can. Get some action off.
That's right. Game. Well, you should have no problem just walking to any downtown casino. You don't have any problem whatsoever. So anyway,
hey, my dad was 61 when I was born. I'm not done yet.
There you go. Got aboard there with Ron Scott over at. That's okay. Hopefully we can. I put the word dating in there and date. So if you write that in the chat, it's not going to show up. I may not even hold for moderation. It just kind of blocks the word. So maybe we got ourselves covered from those sites. Hopefully. We'll find out if they can find a way through, but I think we got it covered. All right, guys, get on board here with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. He's got the NBA 3-pack up there for you right now. He's been red hot right now in the NBA. As we'll pull it up for you right now, you can see 510 units of profit last 7 days in the NBA. So tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com, a 3-pack here from Ramon from the NBA. Also on the ice with a 3-pack from this NHL card. So go ahead and get on board there with Ramon Scott. And of course, you can also go long term there with Ramon with a 3-7 or 30-day all sports pass. Get all of Ramon's premium plays for that period of time when you go to his handicapper page and make that purchase. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save 20% off. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and get signed up. Then you'll land right on Ramon's page and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we put together for you also a Twitter account. It is Tony's Picks Ramon, and also too, great show with the morning steam. I saw that you got also you covered an NFL playoff game there for early Saturday.
Yeah, I talked about the. Let me apologize for where the direction this show is going, Tony. Yeah, we talked about the game between Seattle and San Francisco, and talked about basically. Well, I want to give it away. Go ahead and go check out the show, check out our preview. But kind of got into more Brock Purdy discussion, and I pointed out, the effectiveness of Brock Purdy. Tony, you certainly have to think that at this point the flukiness to the performance is gone, but a lot has to do with the 49ers program too. Sure, maybe he is an above average quarterback that might be a guy who could last in this league. Maybe he will be the 49ers quarterback for several years to come. And we make fun of Jimmy G because it looked like his career was going to be, over. He's basically practicing on a field across the street. Just in case there's a disaster, which there ended up being, right? But if you look at the quarterback ratings, Tony, for everyone who's taken the field with a minimum number of attempts this year, Jimmy G was third in QBR. So, we don't think Jimmy G was having that great a year, but he still was a great game manager and still, limited his turnovers, had a good completion percentage. So, probably reflect more of how San Francisco gets it done than it does about how well Brock Purdy has played. It allows him to be a little bit more of a gunslinger too when you get in great field position and a defense you can trust. So, anyways, Tony, get my free pick in social land today over on Twitter. I've got a free pick for you today in one of the college games that comes to you on the extra board between Southeast Louisiana and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So got a little something extra for you there. Don't forget, check out my extra videos. There you see one of them right there that popped up on our sponsor video. I've got 2 more video previews for you up at Tony's Picks, including our leaderboard video as well, where I talk positively about all of our hot handicappers. Can't put myself in the discussion lately, but I definitely promote Mindy. I promote Morning Steam. I promote everybody you see there on the list with Pravi, with Tiffany, with Sam, with a guy named Tony T as well, whoever's having strong performances. We cover that every day over at Tony's Picks. That's also on the YouTube channel. And I give a little free pick there also at the end. So that's another little feature, something I contribute to on the site here as we passed our 1-year anniversary at Tony'sPicks.com. And yes, we will be back with the morning steam on Saturday. We ask everyone, maybe right now too, if you want. We're trying to get the chat to kind of contribute to which college games that we choose. We don't. I know you say don't duplicate them, but we like to have a little bit of variety into some of the games that we preview. And today we kind of went off the board a little bit. And the great thing about Tony, about Mindy Hahn. Again, I'll bump up my partner here again. I know she gets a little embarrassed, but chat's throwing out games left and right. I'm typing them in as fast as we can go on the graphics so we can make another video out of it for Tony. But she's ready. She's prepared. She has the numbers already. Maybe a few notes. I've got notes on every game already as I'm trying to handicap and get a card together. So really on the fly, someone registers what game they want to see. Mindy's ready, starts talking about the game. I type in the graphic and boom, we got another preview. And last night on those picks on the fly, we hit a couple of winners for our record. I mean, says right there we were 7-2 with our consensus premium picks on the show yesterday. A couple of them were in college basketball that were suggestions on the fly from the chat room. They said, "Hey, can you guys preview this game?" And we're like, "Okay, you ready, Mindy?" "Sure." She goes off. I listen. I already have my picks all loaded up anyway. What I'm going to do. So just as it is, as it's been throughout our streak, Tony. I think it's 8 of 9 or 9 of 10 winning days right now for the morning steam. You see the numbers there, and we're able to come up with a preview of the game on the fly. I mean, just as if we would have done it originally, but the fact that we're able to do it so quickly, really within just a moment's notice, is it pretty much says a lot about the quality of work that Mindy's doing over there with the show as well. That we're ready to go and can preview it. We haven't passed on any of them. If someone asks about a game, we've previewed it on the fly. We haven't passed yet on that. Not always agreeing, not always coming to a consensus play, but certainly able to do it.
All right, there we go, guys. You can see Ramon's up. I got the browser in my software twice. I don't know why I now figure out why it wasn't scrolling. But anyway, you can get the second play, a couple more plays from Ramon here on social media, actually on our page. A sponsored video pick here from Ramon here, daily pick updates from Ramon. So you can get that for the sponsored video free pick right here, right under pick of the day. As well as if you go to the member area and check out our member update, just click the premium pick tab and that will take you to our members area. And there you'll see Ramon Scott with his pick of the day. So we got a couple extra free picks for you here on the site as well. Ramon's leaderboard update. That's also on the YouTube channel too. You can find that one on the YouTube channel. The sponsored video you can't, but you'll find the leaderboard update with a free pick there as well on YouTube. Or just go to our site, the members area for Ramon's free pick of the day, as well as our sponsored, free pick sponsored for Ramon here on the site. Wow, we got a sponsor for Ramon right there. So make sure you check it out there over at the Tony Six with the sponsored video every single day from Ramon Scott. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up that great work, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, Tony, let me get back to swiping right here.
There you go. Get back down to some business. All right, Ramon Scott here.